Oh shit, yeah. Fuck, I gotta pin this stream. Fuck, I'm so stupid sometimes. Rob accidentally so Rob's an admin on my StreamYard, so when he backed out, he accidentally ended the broadcast. So it was no longer live on YouTube. No, Kimberly, we don't end our streams like that. I don't just shut it down.
Christina.
Hello, handsome in the dark.
I think that might have
Oh, handsome. You're looking
shit.
great.
I'm echoing in my own headphones. I doubt it came through. Well, I guess let's try this again.
Let's do it. Let's take a deep breath.
This podcast, can you post a link? It's Viola. It's Viola. Is it Viola or Viola?
probably Viola.
Viola.
Or Viola. I think it might be Viola.
Well, viola is how you pronounce the name of the instrument. So I don't know. But it's Handsome in the Dark. That's the name of the podcast. You can find it on Twitch, YouTube, and also Google Podcasts and iTunes and all the things.
Where are you from?
Myself?
Yes.
Vancouver, BC. Well, technically Port Coquitlam, BC.
Okay.
The hometown of Terry Fox.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
It's also the hometown of Willie Picton, the pig farmer serial killer. You may have seen him.
Oh yeah, I did my research.
Yeah, he became worldwide news. That's so. In my opinion, my hometown it's the hometown of Canada's greatest hero up until the truckers and fucking James Topp.
Yeah, James Topp.
And then
he might own this one.
Canada's greatest monster, the fucking Willie Picton, the pig farmer.
Yeah.
And that's all stuff that comes from my hometown. Another thing you could know about me, perhaps, is that Justin Trudeau actually was one of my teachers. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he was all right. Well, he was my French teacher, but I don't know French now, so I guess he was a bad teacher. But
yeah, he was a bad teacher. I bet you he would have been better off staying a teacher, I think.
I feel embarrassed now because back in, say, 2015, when he was like running against Stephen Harper, I didn't like Harper at all at that point in my life. I was sick of him. I thought he was an asshole, warmonger, all these things. And so I voted for Trudeau because it sounded like the best way to get out Stephen Harper. And I voted for Trudeau. And even at the time, Brett, hello, welcome. Brett, did you hear my first part of the story? Because I'm from Port Coquitlam. So it's the home of Terry Fox and Willie Picton, the pig farmer. Killer.
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's like, both Canada's greatest hero and Canada's greatest monster. But
also the home of Handsome in the Dark.
And home of Handsome in the Dark. But
I have put. Oh wait.
Go ahead, Frankie. No, you want to get a comment in there?
Yeah, I put a link in the chat for some music because the other guy asked for it, but I can bring it up by sharing it. I forgot.
Okay, I'll rock that in the background.
Hi, Queenie.
So yeah, what the hell was I talking about? Fucking Trudeau and
Harper and Trudeau.
And why I'm embarrassed. Here's why I'm embarrassed because
He's
I
a Trudeau voter, guys.
Because I voted for Trudeau to get Harper out. Hi, Bunny. And then I posted on Facebook the picture of me in my yearbook with Trudeau, and I'm like, I'm so proud of Trudeau. He was my teacher, and like, look at us together. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. And now, like, that guy is Hitler to me. Like, I'm so disillusioned. Anyway,
So
No, Hitler was
that's
actually
my story.
smart.
I
was
I can actually kind of expand on that. So I kind of found
Sweet.
myself a bit in the same spot as you were. I remember in the election when Harper got elected, how, like, I mean, one of my first political memories was I couldn't stand the Liberal Party. It was all backdoor dealings and shysters, and it was all kinds of like, scandals and oh fuck me. So it was like I fell into the same thing where it was like strategic voting because it's the best thing to get the Liberals out. So it was like, yeah, definitely. Well, fuck me, we got Harper, and like, you know, I call him fucking Herr Harper. Like, holy shit, guy's just corrupt, fucking to the beyond, and all that shit. And that's why I see now when the same thing just keeps happening, where you got sucked into voting for the Liberals to get rid of Harper, maybe, and like now we're seeing the same thing happen over again,
No,
where there's so many,
yes.
where there's so many Canadians getting sucked into, oh, we have to vote for Pierre Poilievre because we have to get rid of Trudeau.
Agreed.
And this same fucking cycle just keeps happening over and over and over
And
again. And it's a big problem. Like, that's what that's been trying to draw attention to that problem for ever since Harper got elected. Like,
100%. And I hear people saying that and giving that sentiment out, and like I agree. Like, Poilievre like excites me, and he's like, what he's doing like big gigs right now. He's doing rallies like
he's
Canadian
politicking.
Trump.
Right? He's politicking.
Yeah, and doing like an insane. I would say it's actually new for Canada to see a leadership race that is so hype, but is so. I hope my peas aren't popping too much. I don't have my pop filter on. It's so hyped up.
Pea popper.
Yeah, pea popper. Poppy pop. He's doing these like he's doing these like Trump style rallies just for the leadership race, and like the vote isn't even till September. Oh. And again, it's like the primaries in the States. You have to be a member of the party to vote for him and all this stuff. But like Canada doesn't see stuff like this very often.
You know, I'm going to actually look into that because he's not only just doing that, he's going around calling himself the next prime minister already. So I'm pretty sure there are campaign laws in this country. So I'm actually going to look into that. Thanks for tipping me. I like to dig up those kind of laws, and like that's why I did my video on the standing orders.
But I mean, like
digging around into that kind of crap.
It's a tricky fucking thing. Like, okay, this is why I love the idea of, for example, voting. Like, everyone should vote truly with their heart. I think Canada's been under a spell of like strategic voting for a long time.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of parties too. The States is not like that at all. Maybe some European countries are, I don't know how polarized it is. The States is really polarized. There's two parties. That's pretty much all you get. In Canada,
no, there's three.
You got 4 or 5.
Independent.
You do have independent.
Democrat.
Plus you have libertarians. Plus you have the Green Party.
You can have a strong independent candidate, and libertarians are strong too. Although, like, the best libertarians in the States are in the Republican Party, but whatever.
Yeah.
Pauls.
Yeah, they are. They've infiltrated it.
The Pauls.
Yes.
I have a Gadsden flag. But anyway. Shit. I'm distracted now. I got home sober as fuck, and now I'm drinking, and now I'm losing my train of thought.
In other words,
Prime Minister,
you've never seen politics so, like, noted in Canada.
Okay, yeah. Like, what was it, a little while ago, there was some, it was probably in 2015. It probably wasn't that little of a time ago, but American talk shows made fun of Canada because they were like, we've had a record campaign run of 65 days. And the Americans were like, dude, we do this for like years. It's like,
dude, this is a 5-year process, okay?
Yeah. And maybe we're realizing that now. I think that actually gives America some strength too. Even though things seem dismal as fuck sometimes, like in America, I think your system works better than ours. But I think we're going to catch up.
I disagree.
Yeah. Well, I have
That's
a
fine.
question. What is What is the voting from the heart going to make as a change? What do you expect from it?
That's
Nothing.
democracy, sir.
Nothing.
The change in
Voting,
like, well,
strategic voting kills democracy.
Yes.
That absolutely kills democracy. That you no longer are living in a democratic country if that's how you're running your fucking system, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Canada might be unique in the way that we talk about strategic voting like it's perfectly normal and everyone does it. But in a lot of other democratic countries, you just don't hear that as common.
You vote for what you believe in and what you align best with.
Oh,
Yeah, but in
that
our
was my
case,
point. That
let's
was
be
my
honest.
fucking point. Because
Right,
if
Ronald.
I did,
Let me
if-
straighten this out.
Okay, go
Ronald
ahead, Chris.
McDonald. Ronald McDonald. Okay, I'm talking about the fast food chain character. If he was running for the Democratic position, right, against Donald Trump, every single Democrat would literally vote for Ronald McDonald just because his name is not Donald Trump. Like, that's how polarized it is.
Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald
You're not
Trump.
joking. You're
Like
not
it-
joking, but it is funny. It's a clown
It's
world.
funny, but it's like
Yeah.
true. It's true. They would vote a clown in over Donald Trump just because he's not Donald Trump.
But you know what? Like
That's how polarized we are right now.
in Canada, so that gets to my point a little bit because we have the PPC, and I'm sure Canadians know who that is. Maybe you're not as familiar if you're
No.
not Canadian, but the Conservative Party split off a while. It might have been 2020. It was definitely after the pandemic, right, Brett?
The PPC?
When Maxime like split off from.
No,
the
they were
Conservatives?
before. That was before.
That was before COVID.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because he was running in the last election, like not this past one, the one before, wasn't it? Wasn't he in the one before when they weren't allowing him into the debates and stuff?
that would have been 2019. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, time
I'm
flies
pretty
when
sure it
you're
was
having
the
a good
year
time.
after I moved to the States, which I moved down here in 2018.
Mhm.
So sorry, the real
Oh, you're
Katrina.
with us now.
So, what are you from Canada, but you're in the States?
Yeah. So, yeah, I used to live in Alberta and met my
Alberta.
husband online on Xbox
Oh,
and
right.
made the crazy ass decision to just uproot my being,
You got
from
into
Alberta.
Texas, you lucky
And-
motherfucker.
move to Texas, and I've
Oh,
been
that-
here for it'll be 4 years in May that I've been here.
That's
Do you
amazing,
like
it,
and
hon?
I'm jealous.
I love it. I love it here. Like, I mean, Brett, you're obviously from Alberta too. Realistically, like when people will talk like Alberta's the Canada's Texas. It's very true. Like it's very similar lifestyles, Texas and Alberta. The biggest difference, obviously, is like the gun laws. But other than that,
We
like,
love that one.
She said it in quotes because there are none.
Yeah,
exactly.
you
Constitutional.
can say that. That's all right. That's true.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine. Too. I'm pro to
Good.
it.
And
Nobody's
so
gonna
like that's the
fact check you
biggest
there.
difference living here. I love it, but I miss my family like crazy. So I'm
Aw.
moving back. I'm moving back
Oh,
in September.
Aw.
And unfortunately my husband has to stay here until his paperwork comes through because of
oh.
The flood.
Oh my lord, what are you doing?
yeah, so he can't just come across the border. As a citizen, I can come across even though I'm not vaxxed. And yeah, so unfortunately he has to stay here till next year, which sucks. But
But you just you can
Well,
wait
can he
it
come
out. and-
across? Wouldn't he just have to quarantine?
because
No, it's different.
he's
There's
trying to move.
Oh, he wants to be a citizen there. Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to become a permanent. Well, he's got permanent residency paperwork, but until that's actually approved, he can't come across without being whatever, and
Well,
it's
having
just,
life jacket.
without
Are you-
having a life jacket on, and yeah, and
But
he's
you're,
not willing
like,
to do that.
You're approved like in the States as like you got married and you're dual and all that stuff.
Well, I'm not a citizen. I never became a citizen in the States. I just became a permanent resident, simply
Okay.
because like the biggest difference, and I can feel the difference between permanent residency and citizenship, and it goes both ways, Canada and the US. The biggest difference, I can do everything I want here except for vote. And I wasn't
Yeah.
like at the time, I
Which
wasn't like, do I really need to
doesn't
become
matter
a
anyways.
citizen to vote at this point in time? Like, is that that was the only, and it's several
How-
$1,000s more to become a citizen.
Is it
than
is it
become a
just the
permanent-
money? Is it just the money, or like is it a big process, or what? Yeah, what's
It's
the
a
extra
long
step?
process. It's a long process.
You have to take
So-
a test and everything.
And that's even with
so permanent
yeah, okay.
permanent residency is so. There's several different ways to go about it, and the way we went about it is I actually came down here. We got married in May, and I came down here the day after our wedding, and I was only supposed to come down for the 6 months allotted vacation time that Canadian and U.S. citizens are allowed in Canada versus the U.S. Like a U.S. citizen can come and visit Canada for 6 months, but then they have to come back for X amount of time before they can go back again. And so I was only going to come down for 6 months, and then I was going to go back to Canada, work until I could get permanent residency, which was apparently supposed to take about 1.5 years before I was back in Canada. But when I came down here and I was living here for the time being, I ended up talking to another guy who just went through the same process, except he came to the States and married a girl. And he said, you can do it this way. We wish we would have known this. And it's I think it's like, I can't remember what it's called, but once you're already married, you can apply while you're still living together in the States or wherever. And so I was like, okay. So we went about that, and it took a lot less time. It still took just about 1 year. My daughter was, we were joking because my daughter was born in 2019, and I was married. We were married in 2018. We were joking that my daughter was going to have citizenship in the U.S. before I even became a permanent resident, and it was a week to the day that I got my permanent residency before my daughter was born.
Really? So
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
daughters that
Oh
are
my
born
God.
American. She's a citizen here.
Yeah, and she's also because I'm a Canadian citizen. She's also a Canadian citizen, so she has dual citizenship.
She has
Automatically.
dual.
Yeah,
But that'll probably like expedite your dual citizenship and your husband's.
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
think.
get dual citizenship because I'm moving back to Canada, and I don't plan on ever
Okay,
living back
okay,
here in the
okay,
States.
okay.
But my husband, he's not sure. He wants to. The thing, okay, so Canada. I don't know if anybody. Like I know about most of us are from Canada. I don't know if anybody's done it, but in Canada, and this is the U.S. If you become a Canadian citizen and you're an American citizen, you still have to pay U.S. taxes.
None,
What?
Really?
Yes.
Probably.
Like on your income?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. They rob you from the time you're born here.
Okay.
You're
okay.
born
So
here.
for my
you
husband
belong
to
to
not
the
have
country.
to like, so my husband.
That's a really good reason to not want American citizenship.
So like, why would I at that point get my dual citizenship if I'm not planning on ever moving back here?
Right.
Because then I'm paying taxes to a country that I've been a citizen as of what, 30 years old? No, thank you. Like,
Right. Not
right.
worth it.
So it's not worth
Okay,
it to me.
you're making the right decision. Yeah.
So
and
you
like
got
my
your green
husband's,
card.
yeah,
That's-
basically my green card. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah. Even without property, Kimberly. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Me, I'm married. Yeah. Are you talking about me, Stephanie? I'm married.
Sorry, guys. The real Katrina is married.
I
I'm
am.
married. Yeah, I'm very, very married. I'm super
Yeah.
married.
I
Young
wanna
I mean,
adult
I am too.
husband.
I want to address something that came up in the comments also that was talking about voting and not voting. I just am curious what your solution would be, because as is how it doesn't matter what you believe, what your political beliefs are in any way, shape, or form, whether it's communist or socialist or an anarchist or whatever, the current system we have in place is what it is. And that being what it is, how is not voting going to change our voting system that we have? Because I've given a lot of thought to this, and kind of what I've come up with is, I mean, we can overthrow the government all we want. Let's say it happens. I'm not good to all you fucking government people out there. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying what
overthrow
if.
it through
Yeah.
democratic means.
Exactly. I'm saying, so if we do that, like, what are we going to do afterwards? Like, what's the big plan and
But-
goal? Like
Well,
anarchy, you're never going to convince the sheeple out there to give up their vote in favor of anarchy. It's a pipe dream. It's never going to happen. So
Agree.
dismiss that. Like move. Like if you want to talk real,
You have to work in the system.
solutions.
But that's what scares them the most.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Frank.
Brad and Hidden Handsome in the Dark. In the Netherlands, it's so that if it's below 20%, it means that the government needs to go away. They have no support.
What is
So
below
are you
20?
going to
Sorry,
do?
just to start out, what
Yeah.
is below 20%?
Voting. So if you have
No
below
way.
20% voters, then the government has been fallen and they cannot be a government, no valid government anymore.
Do you mean like countrywide?
Yeah, countrywide. Yeah, so practically it's not going to happen. I believe.
You have 13 provinces, right?
Yeah, something.
I didn't
like
look that up, but I do know I met a couple of people from the Netherlands. Where are you from there, by the way? I'm just curious.
Brocky.
Sorry,
I caught that giggle. I caught that giggle.
I'm derailing the conversation a little bit, but
No, but
I'm just trying to
let
meet
me
you.
let me continue because Brad
I will,
was
I will.
asking it about what to pick up next. Well, you need to replace some and repair the system. Yes, and you can use what's useful, but in the Netherlands we created these political boxes from who they say, yeah, we are just using the system, but it's not functioning. I would say across to that box, don't use it anymore. Replace it with something else, repair the system as far as it is broken, and please put the ones who are needed to be in jail in jail.
I think that's I agree with all of that. I think the system itself doesn't need the system is pretty good. Our Western democracy kind of system, it works as long as people are engaged. Though that's what our current constitutional hero here in Canada, Brian Peckford, says, is that the main thing is that when civic engagement goes down, so does democracy. And when civic engagement comes back up, democracy gets strong again. But we don't have to I don't know if this is what you were saying. I'm just ranting. But we want to keep the system actually pretty much the same as it is. We don't want to overthrow it. We don't want to turn it into mob rule. But we do want more people to engage with it and just get involved.
I
There has to be accountability.
that this system is outdated for the future. But I mainly focus on the Netherlands. And if I look at the Netherlands, why I say outdated, look how many political parties we have.
Do you have so describe
a majority.
Just for a second, describe your I think you have a parliamentary system, but how many parties do you have and how does it work with the federal versus the provincial?
The provincial is actually voting in local people at the town hall, and the federal one is actually the one that has maybe already, I do not know, 65 different political parties you can vote on. So I would say that should be reduced, but we really do not have a democracy. We have because the EU.
Well, I was just gonna say that. Fuck.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, they supersede you.
Yeah, we are going to an autocracy actually led by the European Union.
100%.
So that is where we lost our sovereignty and everything.
So, it's late as shit for me, but it's early for people on the East Coast.
So,
hi, Trish. I love you.
Hello, Agent 001. So freedom.
Agent 001.
You said I'm Aboriginal. I never voted. Best advice is to move off grid and learn survival. Avoid the lying system and the white man's medicine. I want to know where off grid you want to be, because here in Canada, you can say you're off grid, but clearly, if the government wants to screw with you, they will. Why participate in this system? Freedom says, because if you don't participate in the system, then the system is going to run all over you and walk all over you. So
I also want to ask Frankie, in that it's, I think, in a similar context, how does that work with an overarching, I don't want to call it a global government, but the EU is a regional government that is above your sovereign governments. I mean, it's been that way for a while. Like,
well, if you know how the New World Order is staging their things, they are going to form a European African side, an Asian one, an America, I believe, a Northern American one, a Southern American one, and an Australian one. So the European Union will fuse with Africa. So that actually the New World Order is actually implementing all these things to unify Europe.
do you think that there will be any other countries that sort of follow Britain's example? Like, because they did the Brexit thing, and I didn't understand a lot about that at the time, but now I'm thinking, they did the right thing. They kind of got back their sovereignty, and I think that's why we have countries in the first place. So,
well, they didn't.
Are there more? Can we do that with more countries? Like, can we dissolve the EU, or is it like, can we push that?
There is a very financial difficult part to that. That's the reason why the Netherlands is still in the EU, but also the planting of World Economic Forum members into the political seats, which is reaching more and more and more. So they are all same-minded towards the World Economic Forum and the New World Order. So there is already the corruption of, which sense does voting do? So you do not want to vote on them, what's left? And then they have a large scale of very small parties that you can vote on, which never can become, or never, only if people really wake up, they could become a majority party. But this is really difficult because you need a lot of people that know how to do their jobs first. And, the growing, it costs time. Like a Forum for Democracy
Sure.
is, for example, first one-man show, then two-man, before they have all the seats filled with capable people. It will take a while.
Hey, Freedom, you should not pay your taxes and see how long they leave you alone.
That's what I was just going to say. Nobody will ever own land. You will never own your own land. Nobody ever owns their own house, and you will never own your own land. And the reason I say this is because you can claim that you own your own house all day. Even if it's paid off in full, you will always pay taxes on it.
Chris,
and if
let me
you
tell you
don't-
this.
But if
Let me
you
tell
wait,
this.
listen, let me finish.
Okay.
If you don't pay your taxes, they can take your house. So you can say you own it, but the second you don't pay your taxes, they can take it. Anything you own cannot be taken from you. So that's why you will never own your own property. Anything that can be taken from you is not owned by you.
Now, that's an interesting difference between Canada and the United States, because like, when what you said is true, and it is true for everyone, in your country it's like it's the US government that owns it. In our country it's like the Queen still. It's kind of funny.
Well, I mean,
So
it's
I'm sorry,
president,
I'm-
queen, whatever.
I'm sorry, Freedom. I am not an Aboriginal person, so I don't get that fucking perk, bud. So you can sit here and offer me advice all day, but it doesn't apply to me.
I have to
So I want to comment on
I
that
have to
for a
side
quick
with the
second.
natives
What Freedom
all
said.
day now.
So I want to comment on what Freedom said about the being Aboriginal and not paying taxes. As an Aboriginal myself, I paid taxes. I had to do my taxes.
Nobody wants to see your ass.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that comment. Like that's not for every
It doesn't-
Aboriginal, I guess
it's
is what I'm
not
gonna say.
true. It's
like,
just not true.
Maybe in some cases.
I've
it's
never
not.
talked to an
Um,
Aboriginal person near where I live in my life who doesn't pay taxes.
yeah, no, either have I. And I mean, and I want to go back real quick to what Wes said earlier. Commented, sorry, given both countries' current situation, I would not choose living in Canada over America if I had the choice to stay in America. Everybody has their own opinion, obviously, in their own right to their own opinion. But being from Canada, yes, there's a lot of stuff going down there that I don't agree with, that a lot of us don't agree with. But
Right.
being down here in Texas and watching things unfold and seeing what the movements are doing, it makes me want to be back because I want to be there to be a part of this so that I can say I was there. I stood up for my Canadian freedom, for my daughter's
love your
freedom,
country.
for
You love your country.
yes, I 100%. And I mean, just like Christina, you love the States. You don't agree with everything that's going on down here,
Right. Right.
but you would
But if
want
I
to,
move
like, if you were living in Canada
right. And there was a revolution.
and you saw what was going
on,
down in your country, would
I
you not
wanna
want to come back?
You're right. I would. I
Exactly.
would wanna come back and stand up for it because that's my home.
And I wanted to come back since before Kool-Aid, before everything. And I have not been able to because I refused to wear a life jacket, because I refused to put my family in those situations. And now that things are starting to loosen up, I can come home. And you bet your ass I'm going to come home right as best as I can be with a young child. And thank you, Kimberly. I mean, it's hard. Like, I know I'm doing stuff from being down here, but it's hard being here. It's hard being this far away. It's very hard because
It's
I want
like
to be up
watching
there.
somebody harming. It's like watching somebody else harming your family members, and you're being held back. Like,
Mhm.
let me at them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! I can only imagine. That's how
Yeah.
I'm
Freedom.
feeling as an
Yes,
American.
I do have
I
a
think you
status
both
card.
actually feel the same way. That's why Chris is an honorary or full Canadian. You
Yeah.
know,
it's-
if
it's-
only I had the authority, Chris, I would.
Right.
I
Like I'd
would
be
make
right
you a
there
Canadian.
with you. Like it's literally
feels
like
the same way.
watching somebody hurting somebody I love, and I can't get there to
But
stop it.
And
I
I've been
can't get
feeling
there
the
to
same.
fight.
I've been feeling the same way about like America. Like I'd say before this Freedom Convoy, I followed way more American news, and I don't even follow it very much anymore because I'm just obsessed with what's going on at home for the first
Yeah.
time in a long time. But like,
God,
I really feel for like I believe in America, and I do believe that you're our free brothers and sisters, and
yeah, but we don't have that patriotism. We don't
Rocky,
have that.
did you-
We don't have that.
Did you catch my my comment that I made to Katrina earlier? We were talking. What the hell were we talking about? We were talking about presidents or something, and I said that my quote actually was a quote. It was presidents are selected, not elected, and that was a quote by FDR.
huh?
Yeah,
So
that's true. So you can vote all you want, but you know what?
well,
If no
was-
person voted, guess who's going to be president? Whoever the real person. Nobody will ever know who's really
Well,
running
that's
the country.
obviously, and I don't want to say the word, but you know the awful orange man that everyone hates. He really he
I don't
I
have
hate
that,
him.
but
I do.
he screwed
I
up.
don't.
He screwed with American politics like really good, kind of.
Yeah, he did.
I
Yeah,
like.
he threw
like-
Yes,
a fucking monkey
he did.
wrench in it.
I actually, I heard one of my old
He
hippie
furthered
friends-
agendas.
One of my old
Yeah,
hippie
he
friends
did.
said
Did yourselves? Yeah, he did.
they said he's they said he's the perfect politician, and
No,
at
he's
the
not.
time I didn't understand what they meant by that, but I think he exposes so much.
He did.
Bullshit.
No,
No,
he doesn't
strongly
expose
disagree.
things.
As for what I do politically outside of what's been going on in Canada, because I've been like extremely politically active in other aspects way long before all of this, like to the point of getting death threats. So, and for that political affiliation I have, or what I believe in, what's happening in the world and going on, and some other things needing exposing, he is adversarial towards that other thing that I do. He is not on our side. He is very much on the opposing side. Yeah, I can elaborate a lot more, but it's a super inflammatory topic and highly polarizing and crazy. So, but he's shown favoritism to people that are committing war crimes and doing some very bad things. And
Oh yeah,
you know,
I
he gave
know.
them insider access to the White House. Like,
I know.
he's not exactly what everybody. Yeah, but I wanted to because you said, Mr.
know.
Brocky, that the American, what did you say? The American system was better than the Canadian system, I think. Is that what you said? I don't want to misquote you.
Well, I don't want to quite go that far. Even if I did say that, I want to say that I just love both of our countries kind of equally. Like, I think we're both trying to be as free as we can. I guess, you know.
So
But
in the U.S., and Christina, I'm sure you'll have a comment and a thought about what I'm going to say. In the U.S., I want to remind people that the people voting, they don't decide that you're the election.
No, we don't.
It doesn't matter what your vote is, because
No,
they don't
it
count
doesn't.
your votes.
Nope,
The
we don't.
electoral college decides who is president, and they ignore the people's votes when they make that
Yep.
decision.
and it's
Yep.
funny because they
Popular
do it.
vote does not win.
And
No.
sorry, John Curtis, to bring this up, but there were weird things that did happen in both of the last elections, maybe in the States.
Oh, there was so much goddamn
Oh,
fraud
so
that you
much.
could
where they're
smell it in
supposed
the air.
there are the electoral college is supposed to have some kind of sovereign discretion over votes, where they can actually they do have the power to
They pick
like
whoever the fuck they want. You
reject-
want me to say it straight? They pick
Yeah,
whoever the
exactly,
fuck they
Chris.
want.
I don't know why-
Let's
exactly.
not
and
let's
they,
not be let's not
and
be
it's like-
savvy about.
I was gonna say,
They-
let's not beat around the bush about it. It's
Right, they're
They
picking
do
whoever the
it-
fuck they want. Whoever
they do whatever they want until it matters, and then when it matters, everyone does whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And then if you talk about it, you're just labeled like an
Conspiracy theorist.
exactly.
I'm not.
We're talking about what actually happens. It's
Right. Right.
Well,
Dead
we haven't
people were
actually
voting
talked
for
about
Christ's
that.
sakes.
I don't know why
Sure
you're
we will.
apologizing. I don't know why you're apologizing to me. I didn't.
Because you're
You
John,
did
are
it-
we apologizing?
you
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 did
said
apologize. You said I'm sorry, but
Oh, I
it's-
did.
because it's going into a topic that people are like, oh boy.
Oh, I don't want your channel to get
Yeah, YouTube's
shadow
like,
banned.
Don't worry about
What?
it.
Did they say that the votes were frauds? Click, check. All the liberals,
No.
all the
Kimberly,
liberals
either
on
does
YouTube.
mail-in voting though too.
I'll just make another one. I don't give a fuck.
Right. They'd be
I'd
like,
say that
"What?"
it's almost as simple as this, and there's so many other things to go into, but the Hunter fucking Biden laptop, like
yeah, let's not talk about
they-
Hunter Biden, that goddamn crackhead.
I'm sorry, but maybe we'll quickly cover it and just say that
No, go for
They-
it. Fucking pound it out.
they squashed the story. The story came out, it got squashed,
Yeah.
and then later, like it just came out like a couple weeks ago, there's news stories now saying like, oh, if the media let that story get out, well, the election could have gone totally different, and maybe that equates to election tampering.
Yeah, well, Fox News tried to expose it, and that was shut down.
Tried.
Fox doesn't have balls now, right?
Well,
Like I like
they
some of the
do, but
stuff they
they're
talk
walking-
about, but
they're
they
walking
won't-
the
they won't
same
hit it
line
when it
that
gets
YouTube
hard.
is. Do you know how you just apologized to John? If you think that Fox News
apologize
ain't
a
walking
lot,
the
I'm
same
Canadian.
line, yes, they are. Fox News is walking
Yeah.
the same goddamn
I
thin line
agree.
as everybody else.
Absolutely.
Just
Right.
just to remind everybody again that Fox News actually went to court and it was ruled somehow, I don't know, that they don't actually have to tell the truth.
None
That's
of
why
it-
that's
if
why they
you-
call it
Oh, was that
Fox News
Fox?
and that's
Yeah, if you
so that's
find
why they
one
call it
news
Fox News
station-
and Entertainment. It's
Yeah,
entertainment labeled.
Is
I
that like an
challenge
old
you to
lawsuit?
Find any news station? that
Yeah,
tells the
that was
fucking
like
truth.
Like 90s?
fucking like
Or
20
something?
years ago. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 20, 25
Well,
Because
yeah,
years.
that's what
Fox-
CNN and MSNBC are doing right
Well,
now.
Fox
doing.
It's
News
entertainment.
apparently isn't considered an actual news organization, is what Brett's trying to
Entertainment.
say. Yeah.
That's what it is. Because it is.
But that being said, they covered the Canadian convoy, and they
That's
were
right.
right.
Oh,
They were
it was
fucking right.
Carlson,
hilarious.
wow.
They did.
I watched those.
Like I don't know.
They got
They,
pop.
Go ahead, Katrina.
Hey, Wes
Um,
Robinson, can I just
like, I
can
get a
address
lot
quick
of
comment
my-
by Wes?
go for it.
Bunny, what do you want to say?
I just want to address a quick comment by Wes Robinson when he says all the New World Order nonsense is just that nonsense. Quit spreading fake info. I just wanted to let Wes Robinson know that the New World Order lingo, that rhetoric was used quite often by George Bush Sr. as well as Henry Kissinger, and I'm going to go ahead and assume you know who these people are. That's not some conspiracy fucking theory
It's
language. That language has
as
been
real as
used
the
on
WEF.
that language has
Yes.
been used by George Bush Sr. and by Henry
Mhm.
Kissinger on mainstream media numerous times. That's actually where I picked it up from.
Oh,
So,
Brett, what I will say about that, Brett, is that the New World Order phrase has been around for a while. You're right. It's been actually around since maybe the end of World War II.
I
And,
think the meaning
and
of it
it's
is just changed.
Well, yes, Chris, exactly. That's my point. It's like sometimes people use that term
Right.
and they say there's going to be a new world order. But it's weird that they use it. I hate it. I wish they would never say that, but
Right.
I believe that there could be several new world orders that everyone's always dreaming of, and it's not.
Yeah.
So I guess my point is that it's not one big conspiracy.
Right.
it is
the
though.
term, but it is but
Everybody has their own
but every time
thought of what it is.
they use that word, it's a new conspiracy.
Exactly. It's a new
Like
theory.
because they use that term a lot.
Yes.
And they've been using it since World War II and right now, but you always have to look out for it. You
Yeah.
do, because today the New World Order is a different conspiracy than it was 20 years ago. But
No, it
it's
wasn't.
I
still
agree.
No, it's not.
it still means
okay.
the
No,
same
no, no, no,
thing.
no, 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 no.
Go
no.
ahead.
So
Go
the
ahead,
New
Brett.
World Order that we're talking about now is the New World Order that fucking George Bush Sr. was referring to when
But
he
what
was
you're
making
talking
those
about is
speeches
not-
fucking 30 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
but
that's
Brett-
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's
And
what
that
you're
is
talking about.
language.
But
And
here's the thing.
remember,
If
George
I
Bush
say it,
Sr. was the head of the CIA. So go ahead,
but
Katrina.
that's
Sorry.
that's the point. Like you get the root of it, right? But people will take that word and they will apply that to something completely different.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
misinformation.
Do you see what I'm saying? They'll take something that actually had a
absolutely.
rooted truth, and now they'll just apply it to everything. Oh, you're racist. Oh, really? You're racist. Racist. The word racist doesn't even have the same meaning anymore because now everybody gets labeled with it. You see, and that's what they do with the NWO.
You wouldn't
Everything
believe
gets-
the conversations I had today with all
everybody
Freedom
gets
Fam,
labeled
but-
with New World Order. So,
But
yeah,
anyways,
it's a-
Stop!
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Katrina, would you please? tell
Sorry,
us
go
what
ahead,
you were gonna
Kat.
say?
Cat.
It's okay. You can call me Bunny too. Okay. So what I was going to say, because we were talking about like
Facts.
news stations and being fake and everything else, it's crazy. But my husband and I, we realize that we're getting, because like I don't watch the news. I will not watch the news. Okay, I will watch the news when I am under severe weather. Because I'm Texas, so kind of have to do that.
Texas
But-
floods.
Well, we flood and we tornado. We get a lot of our news, sadly, TikTok, 100%. And it's not like somebody's just putting out random facts on there. And like I'm very research based. And so like I'll watch a TikTok and I'll be like, I wonder how true this is. And then I'll go and dig and do my research and it's like, holy crap, this is the truth. And it's sad that platforms like YouTube and TikTok are news now. We are the news. And that's
Oh my God. You just said, I wish we
100%.
were in our earlier conversation when we started this. That's
Yeah.
what I had that revolution today. It hit me hard. Like it's
we
profound.
are the news. Because
Yep.
my parents, like I think that's gonna be the hardest part moving back, is my parents are very like mandate, face coverings, life jackets.
Oh.
And it has been
Coming to fight.
a lot easier to stay in communication with them on a daily because I'm here and my daughter I want my daughter to know them. And so it's been way easier to pick up my phone and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, and talk to them. But that's my biggest worry is like, because they're very over here and I'm very over here about things. And that's part of the reason why I want to come back, because I want to be able to sit down and open their eyes, because I can't from down here. Because it doesn't matter how many links I send them. It doesn't matter how many times I try to tell them. They see mass social media and they believe it. And it's like, but that's not the truth. You know, when everybody was down at the border in Alberta and all that was happening, I was watching the lives. I was seeing what was going on with my eyes. I wasn't there. I know you were, and Brett was there. And my mom works at a convenience store, gas station, and they had one trucker come in. One trucker came in and said, it's bullshit what's going on down here. This is ridiculous. It's the worst thing in the world. How dare these people try to do this to us? And immediately my parents went, you can't be supporting that. How dare you support that? Because this is what the truckers are saying. I said, it's one trucker who had his day ruined because he had to wait in line a little bit longer to get across the border. He still got across the border. And one cop that drove down there had a bad time. And he's spouting this. And it's like, two people told you that this was a horrible situation. And that's what you're going to believe. And I showed them the lives. I told them, watch these. There was a post in one of the Facebook groups about how this lady had I can't remember what the name of it is now. Her little cafe had donations that she couldn't even handle of food and stuff to feed the people that were at the protest. And I showed that to my mom and she's like, oh, that's just one person. I said, but it's not. It's every person. I said, you got two people that had a negative light about it. And it's so sad to me to watch that happen.
Helpful, Katrina, to you would be that you learn that other people have a other conviction of life, and you can see it as an addition to yours. And if you want to have a better conversation with your parents, you can say, do you want to observe reality? Because there's a lot of YouTube videos also live on the chat that gives you the overview of actually things happening. Yes, and then you can say, if you do not want to see this reality, it's okay. You can keep your conviction of life and I keep mine. Because then you need to let it go, because they will maybe take much more years to open their eyes. And on the political aspect, I want to say to Ansem and Brett, we know that this type of political system, which is in the Western world, is one of protecting capitalism with the lie that there is scarcity. So, as example, I use the metaphor of a cookie basket. Yes. And I eat a lot of cookies because I'm the trillionaire. And then there are only a few cookies left. And then I give Chris and Katrina one because they are women. And then I let Brett, Ansem, and John fight over the last cookie. That is actually the ruling political system. While there is actually, we live in abundance on this planet. Yes, we have all the technology that everybody could have their own life, their own conviction of life, their own going around this planet.
I want to address a comment from Wes again. I sorry, gotta back up here. He was asking about show me the actual proof of New World Order. So Wes, if the government, if the president of the United States, George Bush, who was the former head of the CIA, is going on stage in public and talking about an incoming New World Order, should we just dismiss it? If Henry Kissinger is going on public stage and talking about incoming New World Order, should we just dismiss it because they're crazy? Like I don't understand. If these people, very public figures who I know full well you are very familiar with, are speaking these terms in public settings, are we just supposed to dismiss it as crazy conspiracy theory? Or would they maybe not have some insight that, hey, this is coming down the road and that's why they're speaking so openly about it? So to me, that's proof right there. I don't understand.
Like, let's be honest.
If these people are talking about it, it probably exists.
The WEF used to be a big conspiracy theory, remember? Nobody used to believe that the WEF was this organization that was trying to unify all these kids and all these leaders. Well, hey, guess what? They are, and now they're very open about it. Now you've got your future leaders and all these things, and they have their forums and their speeches, and
they're very open about it.
Klaus Schwab said, "We are very proud that we have." What is it? What did he call
penetrated
it?
The cabinet.
Infiltrated. He used the word infiltrated.
Penetrated. He's penetrated the cabinet.
Penetrated. More like raped it. Okay, I don't think it was consensual, asshole. And whatever.
For the record, I would really actually love to be all about globalization. I want us to be a one world people.
No.
We should be talking about
yes,
in terms.
But no.
We should grow in terms of being okay. Let me put it a totally different way.
A human species together.
Let me just say. I'll be really quick. Let me put it a different way.
You to finish.
I would be all for globalization if we were moving towards a Roddenberry Star Trek. What we are getting is an Orwellian 1984.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Here's I'll give you this, guys, because I haven't talked in a bit, but my theory about the Earth is that if we stop going to war with each other and we get world peace, that means we actually finally get to accept ourselves in some kind of galactic alien shit. They're going to be like, okay, cool. You stop using nukes. I don't know. But if we keep going to war, now I don't actually believe this. Like, I just think it's a funny idea to play with. So if anyone here watches the show Rick and Morty, you probably don't, but there is an episode where the aliens, the Earth becomes part of the Galactic Federation, and all of a sudden, all the aliens from all over the galaxy start fucking tourisming on Earth, and never mind. I'm fucking stoned.
No, but in Japan,
this is the dumbest point ever made in my life. I just went full alien.
Because in Japan,
I love you, man.
I want to keep the aliens away from Earth. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but no,
I don't
stop,
think you need to
stop.
worry about it right now, Mr.
In
Crockett.
Japan, we are talking about Cosmo television. So the technique developed, but they even built a huge building there to the connection of the family of the universal races. And actually, this is a higher goal of humanity. And to humanity is one because there are no two. Yes? So there's one humanity, one mankind. If you understand that, humanity needs to learn to formulate a question for one humanity, like how many children do we need to reproduce to proceed on this planet and
Yeah,
things.
that's what I don't like. That's alien shit. That's what I don't like.
Well, I would not use the term alien, but
I
that's
get-
what I like.
Not
I
that you're
like
an
that-
alien. I just think that that
Well,
kind of shit
which
attracts
aliens
aliens.
don't you want? Which aliens don't you want to visit your
Any of
part
them?
the world?
I don't know. I think we got to keep our planet like
Okay, Dad,
safe.
that was brilliant.
And the way to keep it safe is to stay at war. That's what our fucking global leaders are doing, dude.
No,
Right.
That's
no,
my
but they're-
stoned thought for the night, but I
they're-
don't really
That's
believe
the
it, but I
fucking-
do.
That's the fucking alien.
Here's
right
Mr.
there.
Procky's thought on photo.
Yeah, pretty
No,
much. Yeah.
but that is, you
We
know,
should-
you
I'll
have
send, I'll
evil
send John a
and
picture
you
of
have
myself.
the good, yes. So
I
in
wanna
a
see a
good way,
picture of you.
in a good way, there is no other way.
Chris, you're on my Facebook.
Because it's
Oh.
extinction or to evolve. So that's what humanity can choose: to extinct or to evolve.
Brocky, you need to add me on Facebook too if you haven't already. I can't remember if you have.
I'm on fascist.
we-
It's,
Twitter.
it's the
My
only
name
way
is-
to like
Vanish.
like I said earlier on YouTube, it's like we're all adding each other to Facebook, but on Twitch, I add everyone to Discord.
You can add
So
me
I-
to Discord
I
too.
don't know. Like
Well, you can
whatever.
add me on Discord or Facebook. I don't care.
I have a
Awesome.
I
Discord.
just
Can't
got
see
a
in the
Discord
dark.
account today. I don't know how to use it. I have no idea. I have a Discord account and I opened it up and I was like, oh, okay, what the
I don't
fuck?
have any more room in my fucking brain for this shit.
It's so late now.
I know what Discord
Yeah.
is, like I've heard of it, but I just don't
Right.
Never
need
used
to
it.
add any more fucking shit to my.
It's like- I started
Yeah,
my
I got the
streaming
account.
shit
I
as
looked at
a.
it and I was like, this is too much fucking work.
Discord is awesome. I love Discord.
I started my streaming shit as a gamer. Like I was speedrunning through the whole pandemic and got subscribers and money and all kinds of shit. But I never held back. You know, I think people like me because I speak my mind and I'm not gonna fucking hold back. And,
I love you on the
uh,
panel. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like how calm you are.
Also, I hate commies. But
I would like to remind people again: the commies fought beside us in World War One and World War Two. Weren't for the commies,
Okay,
we could
okay.
potentially be speaking German.
that
Sprechen Sie
makes
Deutsch?
that makes me suspicious of you. But okay.
Yeah, I
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah.
You are explaining a real thing that happened.
What the hell are you suspicious of me for?
I think communism is a weird thing that it's like it's the ultimate mind virus. It gets in people's heads and they start attacking individualism. They don't want you to be an individual. Rather, they want you to be a part of a collective.
Buddy, I was told my that's
I'm gonna start doing this shit from my laptop so I can start fucking duking up some shit. Because if you look up the actual definition of the word communism, and you look up the definition of the word socialism, and you look up fascism,
Okay,
like they're
Marxism
all
then.
very different things, right? So,
Mhm.
this is just going to be my opinion. I'm sure I'll be crucified by the internet. It'll be wonderful. I'll get death threats.
You're
Yay!
fucked. Yeah, Go ahead.
So,
ahead.
in
It's
my
over,
opinion,
Brett Boyle.
I firmly believe how I see things from my whatever colored glasses, probably brown shit colored glasses, that the world is never actually seen
Add me,
through
Crocky.
communism.
God damn it, Brett, are you a commie?
I'm absolutely not a commie, but
That is the
in my-
most commie argument, though.
in my
It
world,
is.
the world has never actually seen it. What the world has actually seen is dictatorship under the guise of communism.
Yes,
I think
agree with
we
that.
need to watch Brett. We got to put him on a fucking
Oh,
gotta
you
put
will
'em
be
on-
watched by the feds, Brett.
We gotta watch it,
Oh,
bro.
they are already watching me. I
We have
Wait,
to
told you
watch
no,
it,
guys.
yeah.
they'll probably be trying to recruit him. That's probably what's going to happen. They'll be like,
No, I think
"You need this guy
disappear
right
me
here.
probably.
He looks
just-
like somebody who were asked for
I'm talking about
Zuckerberg."
starting political parties and overthrowing the government democratically. So they'll disappear me before anything.
yeah, I think that I think that like Karl Marx had some wise ideas here and there for sure.
Okay,
But,
now
like,
who's the commie? No, I'm just kidding.
but
Yeah,
here
I
and
never
there,
went that
like,
far,
he-
man. Whoa.
he
Slow
manip-
down.
Yeah, but if you're talking about communism, I mean, you know,
I was giving you a hard
that's
time.
who he's the guy who fucking invented the word capitalism. That the word capitalism was never used before Karl Marx. He
That is
just
correct.
he used it as like a smear.
Yep.
He invented a slur
Mhm.
to use against what I believe, and I have been learning this over many years. What you would call capitalism by the definition of Karl Marx is just pure human nature. Pure human nature. That's what the enemy is in his mind.
It's the enemy in
he's
my
a sick
mind, too.
fuck.
I'm not going to lie, bud. Capitalism is why you fucking pay the money that you fucking do for your groceries and gas and whatever. And fucking why our jobs are shipped to fucking, okay, like the North American auto sector. Fucking Canada
not-
used to have
it's-
lots of auto manufacturing jobs, right? So NAFTA happened. All those jobs got fucking shipped to Mexico. So the fucking alternator for my truck is made in Mexico. And I have nothing against Mexico. I have nothing against like people trying to make money and get ahead.
No, I
what I
fully
do have
hear-
a problem with is people fucking like the auto industry exploiting
hear
that
what you're saying.
fucking the third world. No, Mexico's not a third world country, but that cheap labor in order to fucking make extra money on their books. We're not getting the breaks and
But
prices.
is that
Like if you
is
want to,
that,
if you want to, if you want to shift the labor around and give it to cheaper labor, then that should reflect in our prices. But it's not. What's actually happening is they're doing that with the labor. Then they're charging us to fucking ship it back and forth, and our prices are actually going up, so that
Well, I
they
think
can
what
have
you're-
pluses on the books.
I
Right.
think
So that
what
to
you're-
me, in my mind, is capitalism. That corporate greed and fuck the
Okay.
people to make $1. And people don't come to Canada for our capitalistic, greedy nature. They come here for our social programs like healthcare and education. And
No, I
that's
hear you.
why people come to
Kindness.
Canada.
I hear you.
And kindness,
that-
Brett Boyle. Kindness.
and
We come
I
with
hear you-
kindness.
And I hear you. Those are all kinds of problems. But I guess that what I'm thinking right now is that it's hard to describe in terms, in actual words, but maybe that's the degradation of nationalism instead of capitalism being bad. That's the degradation of nationalism, because
I
we should
don't-
be able to. Because
I don't think nationalism is degrading.
Just let me finish. Yeah, no, I don't. No, I think it's the degradation of capitalism, or sorry, it's the degradation of nationalism that allows us to export our best skills, right? Like, because we see that, like you said, all the time. Like, we're exporting our.
We're exporting oil
Our-
at the same time we're importing oil. That's fucking brilliant.
People in other countries are helping our country have an economy, and so that in a way is anti-nationalist, I guess.
Well, it's.
I
I
guess-
mean, you see it a lot with our freedom protests, where everybody is like, "Buy Canadian." Like, buy Canadian. I know when I go buy a shovel from Home Depot or wherever the fuck, I fucking Home Hardware preferably. I have one like a block
So
away.
maybe okay.
So
So
I try and
maybe-
look for the
just had
shovel
a-
that says "Made in Canada," right? But
Yeah, exactly. And I had a new thought.
fucking
Just
Home
I had a new
Hardware
thought
preferably.
just
I
now,
have
where
one
like
block away.
where
I try and look for the shovel that says "Made in Canada," right?
yeah. So I had a new thought there. So it's like, fuck that was distracting. Someone just joined the stream and there was a bunch of echoes.
Made in Canada, nationalism, degradation. Trying to bring you back.
Lost train of thought.
Hold on.
Canada,
Ashley,
that's all.
Fine, Ashley, it's fine.
mute your YouTube.
turn off your
Echo,
YouTube.
echo.
Oh, I'm having trouble with my
Lost
camera.
train of thought.
Echo, echo.
Just everything.
It's fine. Absolutely.
Dude, I've been trying for like 5 hours.
We are in the middle of the mountains of Canada. That's the echo.
Just everything.
What the fuck is
Dude, I've been
this?
trying for like
This
5
is
hours.
We are
fucked.
echoing in the mountains of Canada.
There's like French people now.
No, it's
Come on, Savannah.
it's Ashley. She's just having some technical issues.
Technical difficulties.
Actually, mute your YouTube and
Shit,
then.
Brett. I wish I could actually articulate my thought, but you know, we'll fucking talk about it again, I'm sure. Or
Actually, you know what, Procky? I was thinking about that earlier when Christina was talking and Mrs. T was on, how we're like the backyard barbecue sitting around a campfire. And when they said that, it was like, I really want to hang out with Procky and like have him play guitar and fucking I'll have all of us together and singing and fucking hanging out. And,
oh yeah,
man,
the
that'd be
campfire
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be just fucking awesome. I can't. Yeah, I want to hear you play guitar and we can sing some songs. And that'd
Yeah,
be
I'd
fucking
do that.
amazing.
You know, I'd do that right now if we have a song to
Yeah,
sing.
that'd be awesome.
My campfire season's
Yeah,
almost
that'd be
over, and I'm
fucking
sad about
awesome. I
it.
can't. Yeah, I want to hear you play guitar.
I want to hear you play.
Ashley, you can mute your YouTube
I
and
could
then
play my
you
guitar
still
right now.
can hear us on StreamYard.
How come you don't put your face on here, Mr. Procky?
Because I don't have a fucking camera in my house.
Oh, darn it.
Like I said though, there's the fucking
How come you don't put your face
the
on?
podcast. I'm not shy. It's just that I don't have a camera. So that's
Ashley,
why
we
I
got-
put. I usually go as Procky here, but I went handsome in the dark now because I'm gonna shamelessly promote
gonna say-
myself.
You
It's
had
on
to do
YouTube.
the Simpsons thing, huh? You
It's
just
on
had to do
YouTube.
the- just had to do the Simpsons thing.
Handsome in the dark. We have shirts.
That's good with the echo. It's like an advertising thing.
I wish I had a camera right now because I'd show you the shirt I made for our podcast.
Suddenly
It says Commie Watch. We are. It says Commie Watch. See something, say something. We're looking out for the commie bullshit out there. We don't want communism. I think that's really what we're all about. We want individualism. And I have a few old hippie.
I don't
friends.
understand. I don't understand why you associate communism with not being able to have individualism. I don't
Communism
Get
is very anti-individual. It
Isn't that
is.
what China
It's-
is? China is
Not
communist.
though.
Communism is very anti-individual. It's
Yeah.
pro-collective, and
Mhm.
and yeah. So
Well, the
that's why we
Communist
do
Party
this.
of China.
Yes, CCP.
Yep.
That's
So-
why
Communist
COVID bugged
Party of
me.
China.
So
No,
are
thanks.
you, so Mr. Procky? Does that mean that communist country, like, pick one, they can't have an individual
China.
that they don't produce artists because there's no
Yeah.
individuals. It's
Yes,
all the
they
collective.
do. They
Okay,
do.
okay.
But if they
Brett, well,
sell
that's
their
a good
art,
point.
if they sell their art, the government gets money from it.
Chris,
I'm just
you just
just
finished
try-
my point.
I'm just trying. Well, I'm just trying to say it's not like they never get any recognition. So if an artist puts out a piece of artwork, that is not the artist's name is nowhere attached to that whatsoever. It is the government of Russia or Cuba or whatever the fuck. That's that government's fucking artwork, not that person's.
It
Well,
is that
I-
person's, but it has to be approved by the government too. They can't just
Yeah.
put out any artwork they
I
want.
think it's a
it has to be approved by the
it's
government.
it's kind of a
See, and
psyop,
again-
maybe.
Again, I'm going to make the point that I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm sorry. That in my eyes, the world has actually never seen true communism, only dictatorships under the guise of communism.
Right.
where
So that
These aren't communist countries you guys are talking about. These are fucking dictatorships. True communism in its most pure and essence form.
the way it
your
was meant to
guide-
be, you mean?
That's
Are
right.
you
the way that
talking
it was
about the?
meant to be.
Are you talking about Marx?
I
He's
don't.
saying-
I'm not.
The structure
it's
of it
not-
has been taken and abused, and it has been taken to such an extraordinary extreme that it became a dictatorship. So that when you hear the word communism, you think of it the way it is, which is actually dictatorship.
That's right.
So, in other words, China is not a communist country, they are a dictatorship country. Because
Exactly.
if they were under the
Yes.
guise of true communism, people would have they'd have
It'd be totally
individuality,
different.
and there would be
Yes.
equality of
What the fuck is going on
individuality.
right now? I'm really
Communism
confused.
is not supposed to be what communism is right now.
Right.
That's
It
right.
wasn't designed that way. It just became easier for people to become dictators under it.
I got Procky. Was it you that just said Texas floods? Was you the one that said Texas floods?
Yeah, there's been Texas floods.
There's a
You
flood
just
coming now,
jinxed, you
Procky.
just jinxed my ass.
Look what you did, Procky.
I hate you right now.
Well,
I don't
you know, you got the
hate
rock-
you.
you
Jesus.
got the rock-
Procky has like control over
Wow,
time.
just
and
getting
space.
hammered from everywhere, Procky.
We love you, Procky.
Yeah,
that much
totally
power?
you, bud.
I'm-
Literally my phone went off and it was like, why am I getting a warning alert? Like I literally was just talking about it and it's like maybe it's a tornado, maybe not. And then it's a flood and I was like, I have to.
Fuck you, Procky.
I'm just confused because I said communism was bad, and then a couple of panel members said, "No, wait, communism could be good, but they never did it right before." And now
That's
I'm
right.
like, I don't think I trust you guys anymore. Fuck you.
Mr.
No,
Procky,
I don't trust
Fuck
Procky
you
had a good
communism.
idea.
I don't trust you
Fuck
either
Karl
because
Marx.
you pulled a flood on my ass apparently. Because
Fuck Karl Marx.
Basically, it's
Fuck
all
communism.
Procky's
capitalism.
part of Karl. I think Procky. I think he's a
Procky's all
bad.
like, what the actual fuck's going on right now?
I think he's got the button at Harp. Procky's got the button right there. He's at Harp right now going, oh yeah, I'll send you a flood right now.
right, I disagree
Are you
with him
actually
when
all communists?
I put out this
I'm
whole,
so-
communism could be whatever, and then all of a sudden flood warning.
I'm just so confused now.
Mm.
I'm just
Right
so
on,
confused.
Kimberly.
I hate communists. I hate communism.
You hate
hate
what
it.
communism is right
I
now,
do.
and you
I
hate
hate
your right.
No,
you
I
hate
hate
what
it.
your
I hate
idea
it.
of communism is. We
No,
get
I-
that. We totally
do.
get it.
I
I
hate
Or
it
no,
just
get it.
study the
fundamentally.
philosophy of it. If it
I
ran
absolute
under the
hate-
philosophy of it, it would probably
Actually,
not
I
be what it is.
I shouldn't use the word hate necessarily,
Yeah, you-
but communism is deplorable. It is.
right now, yeah.
It takes
Well,
away.
study the theory.
I don't
of
know,
it.
man. I know some Russians, and man, they fucking have some fun. Like, I don't know. They seem like I understand
Yeah, but
everybody at
Russia
the end of
hasn't
the
been
day.
communist in fucking 20 years.
At the end of the fucking day, it doesn't matter where on the earth you are. If you're in Russia or Iran or fucking North Korea or Thailand or where the fuck you are, Texas, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everybody just wants to go to work and come home and eat some chicken or tofu and hang out with their kids and their family and play, and that's it. Be left alone while they do it. Be able to provide for families, etc. And it doesn't matter what
Then communism
political-
is the worst possible.
it doesn't matter what
people
political it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what political
because
affiliation
communism will rob people who want that of their future, of their promises, of their dreams, of their daily life. Communism is garbage.
But my question to you, Mr. Park, is:
Do
Have you
I have
ever
to-
studied?
What
have
is
you ever-
happening right now?
I'm just
confused.
asking if you've ever studied the theory of it, not the physical side of it in China, not what you've seen, not what you see it, what it's become. Have you studied the theory of it? That's all I want to know. Have you ever studied the theory of communism?
Like studied in college, like in an
Like
official
studied? Have you
sense?
ever read about what? Like, I have a really great idea, and then I tell somebody my really great idea, and then they take it and they fuck it up absolutely completely, and they're like, "Well, Chris gave us the idea." Well, I mean,
No, I didn't.
that's not exactly what I had in mind. Okay,
Mhm.
like we should improve our horsepower in our truck, and my husband goes and hooks up 6 horses, that I have to feed now, and that shit all over the driveway, and my neighbors hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know what I said.
one thing was wanted, another thing was received.
Exactly. I know what I said. That's not what happened. Like the idea was, it sounded so great in my mind until it materialized by other people and they took what I
Yeah, and
said.
then it went all to shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what I kind of feel like maybe that's what Brett is kind of trying to
Yeah.
say.
And two things, Mr. Procky. Number one, I'm not a communist. Chill your shit. It's okay. We're
Okay,
just
yeah, I
discussing
know I'm
ideas and
paranoid.
whatever. Yeah, it's okay. I get it. And number two, for the record, we actually do have a communist party in Canada. You can join their party, vote for them, whatever. That they're
Okay, now
on the
I'm more
register.
paranoid.
And I'm a
Then
New
you got-
Yorker, so I can't possibly be communist. Okay, I'm a New Yorker. Not even
And you can
fucking
check that. You can look.
possible, okay?
We do have a communist party registered as a federal party in Canada.
I would
I
just
don't think
feel
I
a
would have
lot
been
more.
allowed in Texas if I was a commie. Just saying.
I would feel a lot more comfortable if when I talked about commies, you'd all be like, "Fuck commies,"
It
Well-
just
and then I'd be
sounds
more
fun.
comfortable.
It's powerful. Fuck commie. It's that powerful CK at the end, and then that strong C in the beginning. Fuck commies.
Well, fuck commies. Fuck yeah. What the
Okay.
fuck? You're not commies. You said that.
No,
but
I'm a New
scared
Yorker.
of
I don't. I have nothing. I got nothing.
You're not communists.
Well, I would hope
It-
not.
saying fuck commies is no different than saying fuck capitalists or fuck whatever. So you got your freedom of speech. You fucking fuck whoever you want, I guess.
To be honest,
I
I don't know
wish.
how we're ever
I
going
wish.
to. I mean, does anybody know how we're really going to fix the system? Like, is there really?
I
an
don't.
answer?
care. That's
I've been
really
working
where
on
it
that.
goes.
Hey, John, you might be outdone by Frankie.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought Frankie
Yeah,
was
looks like he's-
sleeping.
No, he's got his eyes open when
Yeah,
we said
I'm
his name.
sorry. I'm sorry. So
No,
I, will
don't-
say, I try to stay awake, but last few weeks I did not sleep that much, and this weekend I tried to catch up a little bit. And yeah, my take on communism. So I was listening. It's all capitalism. Only the jacket is communism or democracy. It's all protecting the money. And if we saw that trillions of money has been made during the pandemic by who? By the elite rich, it should tell you all. It should open your eyes.
That's corruption. It's not capitalism.
Yeah,
That's
but they
communism.
Are protecting, they are
In fact, it
protecting
is
their
communism.
capitalism, man. They are protecting their capitalism. So that's
No,
why.
it's not.
Yeah, yeah, I believe.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's
Easy
that's not
trigger.
capitalism. That is the corruption of capitalism. This is communism seeping in. This is bad.
Well-
I feel
Yeah,
weird.
but that's the
This is
same,
getting weird.
it's the same dictatorship which is in China, or that it's whatever you choose in America. It does not make
Hey.
a difference.
I just had actually a thought there, and Frankie kind of spurred it. Where let's not forget that the Xi Jinping or whatever the fuck the asshole's name is over in China was part of the same World Economic Forum that asshole fucking dictator McCoffee Socks is part of. So whether you're a communist or a fucking capitalist doesn't really seem to matter these days, does it?
No, it's all kind of falling into the same old boiling pot.
Yeah, like we gotta start
Corruption,
evolving
corruption,
past the kind of crap. That's why I've been trying to say, hey, we need political organization. Hey, we need political organization. Hey, we need political organization. Because there's no other way we're gonna fucking get out of this.
That's
Unless
right.
we just
There's no integrity in any of the governments. No, not one in the
No.
world has integrity. Not one.
Uh,
What we need is integrity.
Iceland. Iceland kicked out all their fucking they jailed all their fucking bad politicians, kicked out their fucking bankers. The Icelandic people seem to be in charge of Iceland these days. So way to go,
Okay,
Iceland.
wow. I don't think we can all move to Iceland or we're all gonna fuck it up. But I'm just saying, you know what I
Ireland's
mean?
pretty decent too. Ireland has some pretty good representation. I hear a lot of
What
good
we're
things coming
lacking
out of
is
Ireland.
integrity, and we're that's it generally. We have no integrity in our governing powers anymore. Money has destroyed their integrity. They compromised it. The second you get into power, your integrity is tested to the point of hardly any human being could probably withstand it. That's just the way it is.
And
Because
I
we're human
oppose
beings.
the other things they do. I oppose the other things that, for example, the USA political leaders do. Also, the ones that were before.
Yeah, well, if they had integrity, they wouldn't have done those things.
Kimberly, I said no. I did not say that. I said dictator McHappy socks.
Dictate. Yeah, why does everybody call Trudeau happy socks? Like fancy socks?
Happy socks.
Yeah.
He did a photo op with the fancy socks.
He
What
always
are
has
fancy socks?
fucking
What are fancy socks?
just like, so if it's
He's-
Christmas, he'll always have Christmas themed socks on, or he's all
Oh.
he's all about, he's fluffy about his socks.
Oh, really?
He's a
Really?
Reddit fag.
That's a weird. Really, the socks matter.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a picture of his socks, and I'm pretty sure it's not real, but it had a bunch of little dicks all over it. Someone zoomed in on his socks and had a bunch of dicks on it.
So why is Mr. Procky paranoid?
Oh, because you were like being defensive about Marxism.
Oh, I wasn't.
I felt
And
like
actually,
maybe I was just being paranoid then. Yeah. So why am I paranoid? That's a good question.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're more like, oh my
I spent-
goodness, this person has a differing opinion of me, and he's
Because I
not
spent the,
talking about
No.
about communism the way that I want him to. So does he
No,
believe in Marx?
no,
Like, oh my
no.
goodness, that's how it came
No.
across.
Like
but-
there's
maybe I had a
Oh my
rough.
God!
Listen, I have to when I convoy. I have to convoy in Vancouver, BC.
So
Okay, it's
again,
rough.
Katrina,
there's that one. So that he wore
Bunny.
those to the
There's that
World
one.
Economic Forum in Switzerland in 2016.
What
Who
a
the
shock.
fuck is dressing this boy?
Himself.
It is himself. You're right.
Christina Freeland or whatever her name is.
Like, yeah. No, he's. Oh, here.
Yeah, he has a socks. He does have a sock fetish. What
That's
the
true.
fuck?
That's Chewbacca.
he's a stockophile.
What the hell is he really? The world's falling apart. He's a world leader, and that's what he's wearing.
He's a fucking boy.
Yeah, that I said. What is it? What is this kid do? What is this boy wearing?
Yeah, dude. One day I remember this clearly.
yeah.
This is 5 years ago. I showed up on a job site.
Oh yeah, he was
and-
your teacher.
and,
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah,
The-
he was a
He
teacher.
don't even
So
match his fucking.
No, he was
outfit. That's
Rocky's
the worst
teacher.
part.
Yeah,
He was
did
Procky's
teach.
teacher.
He actually did teach me. I'm not lying about that. I will post proof if I have to, but
please
it's there.
don't.
But yeah, please don't.
It is. It's.
Uh,
It's. But I mean, so. I mean, we have to give him that. He was a drama teacher too. So I mean, like.
Oh my god! But they don't even match his outfit.
Well, I had like
That's
I
the
said,
worst.
I had this job site that I worked at, and the foreman was clearly not experienced in any way, but he wore socks, like these tall socks that had little pictures of saws and hammers on them. It was kind of like one of those fancy socks. It was like a little kid sock, and he thought that if he wore those socks, he could be the foreman.
I'll get to you in a second, Wes.
It was so sad.
Oh.
Okay, to go to Wes's comment here.
Pull it up.
Pull that one up.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one where he's freedoms by what do you mean? Because being both a Canadian and an American by proxy, I'm not a citizen. The only freedom here that really differs vastly at this point to me, the way I live my life, is the gun laws. And to me, I don't care about them. I mean, I grew up in Canada. I dealt with them for 27 years of my life. It's just a part of my life. I don't care. So to me, I don't know. I don't know what freedom you're saying about Canada versus the US.
Right. You guys have all
Because
the
I
same
don't
freedoms,
see a
so-
different freedom. But that's the thing, like, of course, and not to like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And that I think is a problem with a lot of Americans is that they see America as the be all end all freedom. But realistically, you are no freer than I was in Canada.
That's exactly it. That's my love for Canada. All of a sudden, I'm like, you guys are just like us, except
The
that
big thing-
yours were taken away and ours weren't. Like, how dare you take away from my neighbors? Like, it's like watching somebody invading my neighbor's house. Like, no, you're not going to do that. Like, you guys, I didn't realize how free you guys were. You guys were just as free as we were until the fucking flood came.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I shouldn't have said that. We were talking about the flood, you know, the Great Flood.
Freedom was free for a second there.
Yes. And
Katrina, do you need my life jacket?
yeah. Yeah, probably. But no, like, and that's one of the things like I've gotten a lot, you know, too, is like, aren't you so glad you moved to the States? Like, aren't you so glad you're freer? And I was like, but I'm not. I live my life the exact same way as I did in Canada. I don't feel any, like, I don't feel an
No, there's no
extreme
huge
absorbent
difference.
extra of like, oh my goodness, I'm so free all of a sudden.
Right.
No. The one thing that I will comment on, and hopefully Canada will change eventually, is data. And the only reason why like it has stuck out to me so bad is watching Coda and how much he has to like buy more data and buy more data and buy more data to watch.
All of that data. I'm like, oh no, we're traced.
No, like buying data, paying for data. And so like it's going to be a huge change for me too, because down here I literally pay $75 a month for my phone plan.
It's
unlimited. Unfreaking limited.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I have 15 gigs of hotspotting every month. Free.
Yeah. We definitely got the hookup with that electronic shit.
Like that's but there's new laws being passed everywhere though, Wes. There's new laws in the States. I mean, thankfully I'm in Texas, so a lot of things aren't going through here that are going in other states. But
yeah,
there's gonna be laws going everywhere, and it's scary. It's scary to bring a child into the world, no matter where the hell I'm gonna live. Whether it's here in the States, it's gonna be Canada. Whether I'm wherever, it is scary as shit raising a child. I'll say that much. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm being called back home, and I need to be there. For whatever reasons, fighting this fight. And I hope one day that Canada will be free again.
Yeah.
We need to remove the psychopath from the system. When that is done, the change can be there. And Brett Boyle, I think he forgot to mention it, but that's why we need to participate in politician activity.
Absolutely.
That was a comment I was going to say back to. Well, like somebody's like, I don't vote because my vote doesn't count. And sadly, my husband's very much in that mindset. Like, why should I even bother? Or like, why should I bother switching my vote to a different party?
In the US, I can understand it.
Yes. But at the same time, if you have more people just like, don't vote, I'm not going to vote, or I'm just going to vote for X because they're better, and not voting for the third party or whatever else it is, whether it's Canada or the US. These people that don't vote the way they feel properly and just vote for majority because majority is going to win anyways. That's why majority always wins.
That's right. You get it.
But in America, even if
the
majority, like the popular vote, whoever gets the most votes, they don't win. That's not who wins that's not who wins
in the US, yeah.
Popular vote doesn't win.
We have a
I'm in North Texas too, Keith.
I want to address just something really quick if I could. It's gonna I got asked a question, and then I'm hopefully gonna alleviate some of Procky's worries as well. Or handsome in the dark, if you prefer.
Yeah, I'm not worried, but go ahead.
Candy Lake says, Brett, you agree with Karl Marx's philosophy? This is a little bit further back in the comments, but I never got to address it.
Okay, yes.
And
good
excuse
man.
me. So, me, it's weird because all I did was just kind of put a shout out there that hey, without communists, you could very well potentially be speaking German right now, and that communists fought beside us in both world wars and were very heavily influential. That's all I said. And I guess what the bigger thing, I guess what the bigger thing I was trying to say there is I talked about it doesn't kind of matter what political umbrella you're under. That it from here to people in China to Nelson Mandela in Africa to the people in Palestine to the people in North Korea to fucking Canadians and Americans and everybody, all we want is our freedom. We just want to be free. We want to be people.
That's
We want to live
right.
our lives and not have people interfere. So I was just the communists that fought beside us in World War II that were
Brett.
Russians, they were not bad people. They lived under a communist government. It's not like they were terrible bad people. They were brothers in arms that had our backs, and we should be trying to unify, not these. Oh, you say communism's not bad. You believe in Karl Marx, and you're fucking flipping out. And it's like communist shit. Like,
maybe I was flipping out a bit. I totally get it. It's like I think any of these political systems that are set up around the world can understand. The people at least underneath them can understand that we want freedom. We just want liberty, whatever.
What were you asking me, Candy? You said that was not exactly what you were asking. Then what were you asking me? Because saying that, hey, reminding everybody the communists don't hate them because they stood beside us and fought beside us. Like, that's not saying, hey, I support Karl Marx and we should fucking adhere to his principles and his every word. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, that's where I went. That is where I went too. Because you got.
Well, Candy is apparently thinking that too in the comment section. So.
Well, I think a couple of you guys maybe have said, like, if Karl Marx did this right or that right, or if the communist governments that followed his texts did this right or that right, maybe it wouldn't be so bad as it was. And I did hear a little bit of that, but I think I overreacted. But I think we can go into deeper conversations about that shit because there are parts of Karl Marx's work. There are parts of Karl Marx's work, boys.
You better be careful there.
He was a smart motherfucker. But but parts of it are, I think for me, they're just fundamentally wrong. Like collectivism versus individualism. I think that's a big line. I guess.
Yeah.
What about
in my mind,
guys, what goes on in my mind when I have an idea, the way I see it in my mind and the way it turns out, like, I don't know, in my woodworking? Two different things.
Mr. Procky, do you watch a lot of Star Trek?
No, dude, I wish I did.
Oh, okay.
I try.
Because I have this, I get this feeling where it's like, you feel like if you are involved in some sort of collective that you're like assimilated and you lose your individuality. And I don't like that train of thought. I like when I talked before about how I would be all for globalization if we were headed towards a Roddenberry Star Trek, not an Orwellian 1984. And I believe with that Star Trek, globalization, whatever, you're a bigger collective of human beings contributing to a greater thing. You still have your individuality inside of that collective.
Well, that's an interesting thing. It's like a collective of individuals as opposed to a collective of nationalists or something like that. Or Star Trek. Actually, the earlier episodes really taught a lot about that. The new one's not as good.
But what about the original idea of meritocracy? What about the original idea of meritocracy?
Oh,
Of
the original idea
meritocracy?
of democracy.
Yeah, meritocracy.
Meritocracy.
Good idea. They ran amok with it. Great idea.
I think it's alive and well. I think
ran away with it.
I think that's another really basic. It's another really basic thing we can boil things down to these days. The word America. Sorry, meritocracy. Everyone calls it a meritocracy, but I believe the word is actually meritocracy.
At least what I understand, it's the original idea before democracy. And I must say, but it's based on the fact to be higher in hierarchy when it comes to a topic of intelligence or craftsmanship that you master. So they put the masters
Sure.
on a higher platform to do the job. So do the job that you can do in
Sure, it's
order
kind
to
of
provide to society.
it's like applying the same concept that you can be great at a craft, like woodwork or stonework or family work or whatever, and that you can apply that to intellectualism. And I think that
There's some merit there.
meritocracy goes both ways. And intellectualism is an interesting thing because I think we all want to believe that we're imbued with this. That even with this panel, that we're sharing intellectualism with each other. But we're actually, none of us are intellectuals by trade. But there are intellectuals by trade out there.
Yeah.
But
John,
it's still very good.
I hate to interrupt you, Mr.
communicate.
Brown. John, can you show me your leg, please? John, can I,
Show us your legs.
I
Oh, we
don't
need
mean
some
to
stripper
break this
music.
up, but I don't give a fuck. My curiosity
Get
is
a
going
booty shape,
nuts.
boy.
Whoa. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see the leg. Okay, that's wow.
That's
this
one
is
leg.
all right. This is getting. Do I need dollar bills? Shit.
No, but the thing I like about this is that you would not have Biden in charge never, because he would not be qualified to become voters. Yes. Now
Sure.
it is more because he is a friend of the
Meritocracy.
group, and they are passing around. Oh, that's my business buddy. You can go here.
Because-
you can go here.
okay.
And 30 years you have
So-
Pelosi in the Senate. That
I
would
get-
not happen.
I think I had an interesting idea here. It's a corruption of the idea, but it shouldn't be seen as the idea itself is bad. Now the idea can be corrupted, so a meritocracy can be corrupted by someone who appears to have merit, but they actually don't. So it subverts the idea. Like you said.
Well, I would not
know.
know. I would not. You need to think this more thoroughly and more study about it, because I think you are using too less words to know what the use of a model is. So that people
Well,
are corrupted or
I'm
could
trying.
be corrupted, yes, that's true. But I think it would be of a better use than all the rest that came forward from it, like democracy or autocracy or the dictatorships actually the whole world is in now.
I'm on board with Kimberly Dixon from the comments. She made a comment earlier back. It was quite a ways back, and she said that she didn't know. All she knows is that the current fucking system is broken, and honestly,
Right.
it really is. And it's not just the communist countries that are broken. It's not just our democratic countries that are broken. It's like all the fucking systems, and that's
Well, I
what
think
I
that-
keep
goes
saying.
back
Like
to Frankie.
we can't. Unless we're about to fucking unleash a full-on revolution and get violent and get crazy, which nobody's saying that should ever happen, the shit's not going to change. Like, we have to basically pull a JFK and get in there and change it from the inside. Which is, I mean, they shoot people that do that, but there's really no other way. Not that anything's not where people are going to actually accept it. I want to know what Katrine is doing up there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
She's making
I
it
think-
rain on
Right,
Don's
John.
leg.
I think we
I'm just-
actually
I'm just
agree
Trying to
overall.
bribe John to give us another show.
I'm waiting for the bras to start going flying. What's going on?
Ain't
Chat's
no
blowing
bras
up, like-
on. It's fine. What?
I was supposed to say, who's wearing bras?
Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, you guys burn those things, right? Sorry, I forgot.
No, we just don't wear them at
It's
night in our night clothes.
It's 6:48 in the morning here. I'm
We ain't
not.
wearing no
No.
fucking bras. Shit. Okay, we
I
got
woke
to
up,
work.
saw that the stream was still live, was like, oh, let's go see what they're talking about. Not
Had a
intending to be
bra, and
on
these
here.
suckers would be up here. You'd
Not
have a hard
intending
time
to
seeing
come
my
talk at
chin.
all. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna see what they're talking about, go back to sleep. Yeah, never mind. Now I'm
This
here.
stream was not intended to even go on this long.
Already,
How long has it been going? Are
to the
we at a
females in
Well,
the crowd in the chat, is
we have
anybody
to-
wearing a bra? I'm just curious. It's not even a perverted thing. I'm just
I'm
curious.
thinking Pookie's got a bra on her Pocky. Mr.
Kimberly's not wearing a bra.
So I want to go back real quick. I
Oh.
think it
No
was
bras?
Go
Was
back.
it
go back,
Candy?
Go back.
Amen, Kimberly. That's
Go
my
back.
girl.
Who's saying
You
that?
got it, Kimberly.
I think it was Candy that asked me.
If I'm
I go-
wrong, I want someone to tell me I'm wrong. Just tell
You're
me I'm
wrong.
wrong.
Just kidding.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Candy that asked me whether I would prefer to have been in Canada or crap, my daughter's away. Canada or America for the COVID. One second. I gotta go get my kiddo. I'll be right back.
Viola. Viola's wearing 5 bras.
Damn.
Damn. That's
Are
right.
people talking about David Icke now? I mean, Jesus.
All the boobies.
The guy's old school.
Yes. He is one of, since 1991, talking about things that he is now welcomed for in stadiums to talk to tens of thousands of people together.
Proc, I do think we agree on quite a bit.
Okay, I
I
just don't
agree.
want to seem like too much of an asshole or like I'm ranting. I don't want to be one of those guys.
No,
So-
yeah, I think
You're
I
good.
think you're passionate, and I think that we should be kind of embracing that passion a little bit these days. And
Right.
more people should be passionate, especially when it comes to topics like this, because maybe we could fucking start getting like freedom done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think the point of that is like for me, it's like I love arguing passionately with all kinds of people, and it's like the truth is what we all want to know, right? It's all about the truth, and if the truth comes out, I'm open to that, even if I'm wrong. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
smarter, even if from arguing and stuff. I will accept being smarter from learning a new truth. So
Hi, Zoe.
that's what.
Well, that's
That's
what
what
we were
it's all
talking about in here before, is like how we all kind of
Good
just
baby
this
Zoe.
interaction and us talking, we
You're
all
saying
kind of
hi, Zoe?
grow with people, right?
You
Like
know,
we
you
get
don't
different
wanna say hi.
perspectives, and
That's okay. So, anyways,
we like.
I'm gonna go back to what Candy
Go for it,
asked,
Brett.
Candy.
where I had she had asked whether I would have rather been in Canada or the US. And realistically, I mean, I'm thankful I'm here in Texas because there have been very, very, very little restrictions here. Like there was some mandates here in the very beginning,
Right.
but I mean,
It's
they were
Texas.
dropped
What?
really, really quickly. So, I mean, I'm very thankful that I was able to be here and have this freedom while I'm here. But at the same time, it made it very hard being so far away from my family because I couldn't see them. Whereas, had I been in Canada, I would have been able to see my family, life jacket or none, because I was there. Whereas,
Have they met your daughter yet?
they did. I was able to go up October of 2020 when things in Alberta had eased by this much. I still had to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I had to go up there. I had to quarantine. I had to be staying in Canada for more than 14 days. So thankfully I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I didn't work. So that wasn't a big issue for me. So thankfully I was able to go up for a month and a bit so that I could see my family. But then because once I got there, there was restrictions. I wasn't able to leave Alberta. I wasn't able to go into BC to see the rest of my family at that time, which was my whole intention of taking that much more time. And so I wish I had been up there because I would have been able to see my family more and they could have gotten to know my daughter sooner.
Yeah.
But now because of it, I've been stuck here. And I can't get up there. I couldn't get up there. Like it was very hard to even get up there in the first place. Like I had to go through a whole whatever because of it. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And like I'm a Canadian citizen. It shouldn't matter. I'm also Aboriginal. It shouldn't matter for me. Like I should be able to get across the border.
That's actually against your constitutional rights, which is why we're protesting for freedom.
Right.
I should be able to cross the border anytime I want.
Yep.
It doesn't matter whether I'm wearing my life jacket or not. And I wasn't. It's very hard to do it. And again, on top of that, there was just other stuff, like the airports were tighter security, and they almost didn't let me through because my daughter's name doesn't match my name because I have not legally changed my name to my married name yet on my paperwork or anything because we're planning to move back to Canada. And so I just haven't, because I didn't want to pay to change my name on this stuff just to move back to Canada to re-get all my IDs and everything again. Like, why am I going to pay the government that much money? So we're waiting. And so, yeah, because of restrictions and everything else, they're like, well, you're coming in here and you're not whatever and blah, blah, blah. And then because I was able to get around that, then they gave me more grief about other things. Like, that's just my story coming in with all these restrictions. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and you're a Canadian citizen. Imagine what that would be like for an outsider trying to come in.
And like, just like the border control is crazy too, because it's like before we were married, my husband came to visit me in Canada. And like, this is just crazy. This is the border in general before the flood. And it just gotten worse. He flew up for 11 days. And when he flew, if I had not been at the airport to pick him up, he would have never been able to get out of the airport in Calgary. Because 11 days is a long time to meet a girl you've never met before. But then when I came down here month and a half after he came up to see me, and I came down here for 39 days, I think it was, or something like that. And the dude that was checking me through security, same airport, because in Calgary, you go through customs in Calgary. You don't go through customs in the States. He's like, why don't you stay longer? Like, that's how strict Canada is on letting people in. And then the flood just made it worse. And it's sad because people haven't been able to visit their families and see their loved ones. I mean, I've had, and not from this, but I've had 4 people pass from cancer in the last 2.5 years in my life. And I haven't been, like, I didn't even think about going back because there's no way I could have because of all of this. And that's ridiculous.
Yep.
And that's why I'm so supportive of all of the freedom and movements and stuff. And why I'm just so like whatever against my parents, because they don't see it the way I see it. They don't see that this is causing great distress for lots of people. It doesn't bother them because they're there. They don't care. They don't want to come to the States to see me because my parents don't like the States. So whatever. But they don't see how hard it is on me and the person next door who has family in Canada, or vice versa.
Your parents are probably the type that go to work and come home and eat dinner and sit down and watch the nightly news and then watch maybe an evening program and then go to bed.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And those are the exact people that are giving us the fingers and that don't get it and whatever. And those are the people that we need to try and reach and connect to, because they think that they're informed and have no idea that they're not. That's really at the end of the day, right?
Oh, that's Papa. Yeah. And like my grandma, my dad's mom, she was very like, she got the first life jacket and the second jacket and whatever. And she woke up. She woke up after the boosted life jacket because she started having heart complications from it. And it wasn't till very recently that she realized that her complications started right after. And now she's like, I regret it. 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 I wish, because she had in the beginning, she was not going to get in it, any of it. She wasn't going to go for it. And she let my parents and one of her other sons convince her that it was the right thing to do.
Mommy?
Yes. Okay, hold on. And yeah, it's very hard to see that because this is my grandma that is now having what potentially could be fatal heart issues because
Does she have
people
myocarditis?
that she's having really, really bad arrhythmias, and they're not able to get it under control right now. Like they're not able to figure out what's causing it, and she's this close to having to get a pacemaker in the hopes that that'll fix it. And it's scary. It's scary watching these things happen because my parents were so blind or are so blind to it.
Yeah, Kimberly in the comments just said that she lost her best friend and she's worried she'll never wake up. And I think a lot of us have went through where we've lost, people in our families or close friends, or it's really been polarizing and it's caused the loss of relationships where it's
Like I
it's
mentioned earlier.
It's the direction we walk towards to. You can walk towards the darkness, extinction, or to enlightenment, evolution. And if we want to go further in the future with humanity, we need to evolve. And there were questions answered why the Neanderthaler extinct. So this is something people slowly might go through. Hey, which direction am I choosing? Am I on the right path, sort of say?
I'd like to think that we in here are all on the path of enlightenment. So we try to be, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to think that I'm on the right side of
I would hope so.
of kindness. And how can you be wrong wanting each person to have their own ability to choose what's best for them and to not be placed under an ultimatum where it's your livelihood or your life? There's no possible way that we can possibly be wrong.
But often the discussion, like Katrina was mentioning, about other people were following the wrong directions and regretting their choices. That's where people bumping their heads and then start to think, after bumping that, oh shit, I need to walk the other way. I was wrong here. And this sadly goes on different levels for everybody in this life. Yes, for every human individual.
I wish Swerton would have found it.
What? I wish, and then he gone.
Right?
Wrong wish, Barry. Wrong wish. Bring him back. Yeah, I'm so glad that you joined this panel tonight, Katrina. I'm so happy.
I'm glad I joined too. Yeah, yeah, Trish. And like that's the thing, it's not just me, and it's
Gotta
You
stop
were
doing that.
funny.
Sorry. I booted myself again.
you just
Tap.
mid
What
sentence
were
and you
you
just
trying to say?
I'm bouncy.
Bouncy houses.
You were saying, I wish, I
It's a
wish.
trigger word. He said that he wished that whatever his name is, the American truck driver.
Oh, Swerton. Yeah, I wish that Swerton wouldn't have lost us. He was actually, I think we kind of helped him a bit tonight with some things.
Yeah.
So just in regards
Okay.
to the whole enlightenment thing. And it's good to see we turned a problem into a positive, right? So
I had myself muted. I was talking to myself. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Get your guys' conversations in. I'm gonna have the cigarette, and then I've got 3 kids. It's 6 a.m. So I'm just gonna have my cigarette. You guys shoot the shit, and then we're gonna be shutting this down. And let's just say in 20 minutes.
4.5 minutes.
20 minutes.
I was gonna say 4.5 minutes, coming at the 2-hour mark.
No, I'll give 20 minutes.
But yeah, like it's part of why I want to be back in Canada is to fight this fight for the people that are in my situation, that have been in my situation.
Damn, that's legit.
Because it's not easy. It's not, like, yeah, I've been really lucky. I haven't been mandated and I haven't been having to deal with all these other extras and whatever, but I don't get to see my family. Okay. Oh, let's chill for a second.
So
I'm just gonna
Katrina,
look quick.
you've seen the tribute video, right?
Yeah, I joined, like, I watched the stream. I jumped into the stream right as they posted that, right as you guys were watching it.
Okay.
And that's the first time I had seen it, but it's something that I'm going to try to get them to watch, but it's not easy because they're just so,
Closed-minded.
yes.
That's
And like
hard.
my parents are very smart people, so that hurts even more that they're just so blinded by fear.
Yeah,
fake fear.
mine too. You're not alone, hon. My mom and dad are diehard Democrats, and I mean diehard. Literally, they watch MSNBC News from the time they wake up. They're retired now, and that's all they do is watch MSNBC News.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, "You're crazy." They absolutely hate Trump. They hate. They like Biden. They don't. They're all about, well, the Ukrainian war is going on. I don't. Our neighbors
this
are losing their
distraction.
freedoms. Like, those are our neighbors. They're not some foreign entity far away in a different galaxy. You guys are, Canadians are my neighbors. They're my friends. They've become my family.
Yeah.
It's it's almost like a stranger that you know very well.
Yes.
Like, I'm so close to Canada and I've never even noticed it. Like, it's like the house down the street that you drive by every day. Like, you see the people outside, you see them walking around,
Mm-hmm.
you know what they look like. You'd know them in the grocery store, but you've never talked to them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden their house burns down.
Yes.
And suddenly you embrace them and you bring them into your home and you're like, oh my God, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And you get to know them and you realize they're just like me.
Yeah.
They were
So
just
let's
down the road.
try to end on a positive side, maybe with some jokes. Actually, maybe an hour ago, I did a joke, but it's not noticed. So Chris needs to read her name and then read my name. Maybe the coin is dropping.
Wait. Crisscross.
It was
Now
a
John's
silent
gonna fuck
joke.
with us.
Exactly,
John's-
Candy.
Yeah, let's have some laughter now, because now we know that I'm pretty depressed by all the shitty situations.
You could have
So-
done MAS. You should have done mass. And then we would have been Christmas.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna eat your fingers.
Fucking
Even Rocky's
Coda's
been
probably
quiet.
gonna be like, Coda's probably awake now. John,
I
you
was
should
gonna
just
say-
keep going. Get Coda on here.
Get Coda back in the morning.
No.
Yeah,
No,
he's in
Coda's not a
EST.
morning
It's like
person.
8.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
It's 8 o'clock. It's 8
He's
o'clock.
not a
He's gonna
morning
be awake
person.
soon. Don't end the stream.
Mm.
He would shit himself. He'd be like, no way. It is 8
So
o'clock.
people
Oh
in the
my
chat,
God.
tell us a joke. Tell us the truth.
Oh no.
Here's the joke. I told John to stay up till Coda goes live, but I will fall asleep way before then.
I was struggling a little bit.
I know I caught you.
I
I
I'm
can't
not going to
believe
sleep.
I'm as awake as I am right now.
I'm wide awake. I think
I
we had
am
a great
too.
panel. I mean, other than when Jeff brought the a little bit of chaos and kind of gave us a dose of what could happen. Other
But
than
it
that-
wasn't Jeff. It wasn't his fault.
no,
He
no.
helped us out a lot. But with
Yeah, he just
I
brought a
mean,
little chaos.
no. What like
Chaos
all
is not a bad thing.
no. It's just that
You're gonna go back to bed. Okay.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
people in their channel their channels that are trolls and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's all good. He brought a lot of people, and I definitely appreciate that. And it caused a lot of uproar, but
Good came out
that's
of it.
fine.
John.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
Good
that that means
Are
something.
so in a
It
chair.
means something like when you get fucking pounded by a big streamer and stuff like that, it's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
we gotta understand that it's gonna happen. We need to just kind of be prepared for the wave because there's gonna be other waves. So it's we don't need to deviate from what's happening here and I can obviously have control over who's in the panel. So I'm gonna try to make sure we don't have an obnoxious situation. But you know what? At the same time, the one guy that was getting a little bit obnoxious, look what we did to him. So we got to look at it in other ways and
Yeah.
not just immediately be upset, you know. So we actually helped a guy out that was struggling, and he didn't realize what he got into, and we have to just be open minded when something like that happens. So
I
That's
just
right.
want to let everybody know too that who may be wondering or worried or whatever that I actually did message Natasha and give her a heads up
Is she okay?
that guy ended up coming back and he came on and he apologized and shared some stories and I said don't underestimate the power of us badass freedom fighters.
Is she okay now? Because I mean,
She never responded to me, but I did send her that message and let her know.
I
that,
think
like,
she had an
Good.
energy overload, and I think she just went to bed. So she'll be back.
Yeah, but I did want to just say that hey, it was kind of what John was talking about you know there was somebody who ended up here however they did, and yeah, we kind of helped brighten the ship and being
Well, I think
inclusive and positive and whatever, right? Like it's
another this was another example of like what happened in Coda's stream the other day with that trucker. I don't know if you were there. Were you, Christina?
yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, they were parting ways, and the people were parting ways, and they were kind of honking and celebrating and whatever. And they ended up waking up a trucker, and he got really, really mad and called the cops on the rest of the crews and everything. And Coda, being Coda, took some of the goodie bags that they had been given and took them to the trucker after a while and like said, hey, these are for you. And that guy just totally, like, I'm so sorry I did this. And, I understand what you're doing. I was just really grumpy because I got woke up, and totally change of heart because
He offered him love instead of anger.
because he was because Coda, instead of just being screw you, was I love you, here's a gift.
I still have
Goodies.
is that live? Like, does he have that?
Yeah.
That was alive.
I totally
it's at
missed
the
that.
I think it's at the end of one of his backup channels, and then he went live on his main channel to do
Yeah.
the rest.
If you guys have the content, the video or whatever,
It was
send it to
2
me.
days ago.
It was a
Send
few
it-
days ago.
Okay, send it to me. You guys have my most of you are on my Facebook.
Yeah, I got you on Facebook.
So if you
It
find
was an
that,
amazing Coda moment, Trish. Like it just what?
It was gold. Like
Can
it
you-
was like, and he
I-
gave the trucker a hug. The trucker gave him a hug and everything.
Yeah, like
I-
even afterwards, like after everything, they were getting ready to leave from where they were, and the trucker was outside his truck, and he was in the car getting ready to leave, and he's like, "Hold on, I gotta go give this guy a hug," and we saw it right there on camera, giving him a big embrace. Like it's not, I don't know, it was just, and
Yeah.
like it made me tear up because this is exactly what all of this is about. It's not about the separation. It's about love and showing everybody that we can be one with our differences.
so please, I want that clip. So someone
I'll send it to you,
me,
John.
and then
send it to
I'll do something with it. I'll put it on this panel next time I'm up.
'Cause, yeah, it was what?
It
What
was
book do you want?
amazing to watch him. He extended a hand across the aisle,
What book do you
and
want?
the guy took the hand and embraced it.
I like this comment. Brad Boyle went to his psychiatrist naked with saran wrap around his body. The doctor took a look
This book?
at him and said, "I
Which
can clearly see your nuts."
Classic 001.
Oh my god. Okay, my son is already awake.
You want this?
Okay, I'm out of here, you guys. I love
Yeah.
you.
Me
Hold on,
too.
hold on, Chris. Hold on. let me
What?
do an outro right here. Hold on.
Okay,
We're gonna do an outro.
we are okay.
Okay.
How many people are watching, John?
We got 14.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
shit! Here we go.
Some rapping and some flapping.
Yeah.
This is our outro, and then I'm leaving.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We love our
Love
girl
all-
Natasha.
Love all of you. Peace, love, freedom. Woo!
Love you all.
Woohoo!
Bye, guys.
I may be sweet, but I won't sugarcoat it. You only hurt because you pay to promote it. You're haunted by ghosts, and someone's a rotor. Without all your funds, no one would notice. Usually this would not be my focus. No, but I need to vent 'cause I'm sick of the bogus. Is humanity hopeless? Well, it's sure as hell broken. Line up for your needle, not one but two doses. Staying homeless, heroic, and master on hypnosis. I lost all faith in the system. 6 years suffering homeless. No one was there at my lowest. I fought so damn hard, yet they still wonder why I like the state of aloneness. All I have was myself when I stepped outside. Stuck in psychosis. Ask me how I'm still here, I'll reply, I do not know this. I've been near death, I've been the closest someone could get without getting chosen. Raps kept me alive, kept me from saying goodbye to emotion. It's how I'm coping. I live and breathe it. If you cut me open, I bleed out a poem and pour out the words I've written and spoken. I hear your track, you must be joking. Comedy rap, no? What are you smoking? You're like the government, you can't be trusted. They're pulling your strings, you're just a puppet. You're the pandemic, fake, you were a fraud, you were a slave. Except you chose to sell yourself to get to the top. Till everyone knows, I will not stop. Tell me to shut up? Okay. I will be louder. I know my country is run by a coward. If we don't wake up, we'll be devoured. Fear is a weapon, making everyone think that they have no power. They will be threatened by my aggression. See, I still think freely, I have expression. Won't be a zombie trapped in a state of oppression. Are you a zombie? I won't be a zombie. Am I a zombie? No. Are you a zombie? Don't be a zombie. Don't be a zombie. Am I a zombie? No. Are you a zombie? Don't be a zombie. Turn off the news. Turn off the news. Indoctrination station, cause they filter through all of the useful information. See, you got a world database that's searching the palm of your hand. Yet you act like it's North Korea where freedom to research is banned. That's the direction we're going. Do you understand? Do you want liberty or to be living in misery under command? Look at the history. This ain't no mystery. Do you want liberty or to be living in misery under command? COVID? Come on, don't even try to tell me this shit wasn't planned. I may be sweet, but I won't sugarcoat it. You're only heard because you paid to promote it. You're haunted by ghosts, the same ones that wrote it. Without it, your funds, I swear, no one would notice. Usually this would not be my focus, but I need to vent, I'm sick of the bogus. Is humanity hopeless? Well, it sure as hell broken. Line up for your needle, not 1 but 2 doses. 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying home is heroic, master under hypnosis. I lost all faith in the system, 6 years suffering homeless. No one was there at my lowest. I got to look closest. They're taking our freedom from under our noses. And it'll be roses, some of you chose this. You did not notice? You did not know this? They're taking our freedom from under our noses. And it'll be roses. You did not notice. It's time that you know this. It's time that you know this. I know our country is run by a coward. If we don't wake up, we'll be devoured. Fear is a weapon, making everyone think that they have no power, but you do. They will be threatened by my aggression. See, I still think freely, I have expression. Don't be a zombie. Don't be a zombie. Am I a zombie? No. Are you a zombie? Don't be a zombie. Turn off the news.